Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the Semi-Professional Academic Podcast. As always, I am your host with the most chronic anxiety, Jakeb Watts. And joining me today on our maiden voyage is my good friend, entomologist survivor, runner over of barrels, Savannah Ettien. Savannah, welcome to the podcast.
You had to bring up the barrels. You had to bring it up. It was one time. It was one barrel one time.
Okay, but to be fair, you said that barrel came out of nowhere.
It really did come out of nowhere. It was over the line.
We were on the interstate on a one-lane road.
Okay, well, nobody liked me going over the rib strips.
Okay, anyways, Savannah, thank you so much for joining us today.
Yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah, for those of you who don't know, obviously this is not a visual podcast.
For a reason, we both.
For very much a reason. But you know what? The display is nice. I feel like we may win an award for best visual display for an audio podcast.
Very true.
Yeah, but yeah, so I'm excited to get into this.
Yeah.
I have so much experience hosting with the 1.5 minute trailer I did.
Yeah, so much experience being on a podcast with my non-experience.
All right, well, let's get into it. Okay, so I don't know. I don't know if you all have heard this reference before, but for context, Savannah and I just got done finishing sushi at this one place in town, and they have the best strawberry fruit tea with popping boba, and it's Kamikaze. This is not sponsored, but Kamikaze, if you ever want a sponsorship, DM me. But we got these strawberry fruit teas, and what I love about it is it has this strawberry syrup at the bottom, but the one they gave me was so syrupy, and I had to mix it around a million times and squeeze lemon juice. And Savannah looked at me like I shot a person when I said that.
You shot me in the heart.
You shot me. Yeah, and I said, it's just a little too sugary for me. And Savannah, without hesitation, says, you want to tell him what you said?
I said I'd suck on sugar like it's a good dick. And for reference, I don't like doing that. It's boring as hell. It's the most boring activity that there is in the sexual aspects.
Yeah. Yeah, I was really trying to think of something to fight against that, and I was just like,
no, it's so boring.
Very much so.
Especially if you're not allowed to listen to music or watch TV.
Yeah. So yeah. I don't even know how to combat that at all.
No, you can't.
Yeah, we're going really heavy on the semi-professional for the first portion of this podcast.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But in reality, this podcast is basically, in many ways, at least what I hope, is kind of breaking down the stigma of academia and college and education and all that, because I feel a lot of times, and I don't know about how you felt this, Savannah, I feel like there's a lot of pressure to look a certain way, act a certain way, talk a certain way 24/7.
Oh, most definitely, especially coming from me, because they can't see me, but you can, and I dress alternative every day.
Yeah.
Every day of my life.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean this in the highest form of respect. You look like you could work at Spencer's.
I love Spencer's.
I do too. Dude, come on.
Dude, I had a studded belt from there, back in the day in high school. So good. It matched with some of my guy classmates, but it was okay. But
yeah,
I am goth is the way I would describe it, and especially when I do my makeup, you can see that. Mm-hmm. And it scares the living crap out of people. Not just people, my advisors and professors, they don't expect that. But there are a lot of alternative and goth people going on. I follow this one TikToker, and she's your classic scene kid emo. And she's a science teacher at a high school.
Right. That's fierce. I love that.
I know, right? And, she slays all the time. And I love it. And then, talking as well. Especially us, we're lower classes. Mm-hmm. And especially with my dad being from Arkansas, Yeah, I can't.
Yeah. And I'm so glad you brought that up because I come from, and for those of you who don't know, I'm coming from Southern Indiana, and Southern Indiana is very south.
Yeah.
Like, it shouldn't make sense on the map, but there's a lot of definitely Southern inspiration and Southern qualities and culture that's, like, cultivated in there.
Oh, yeah.
And so, naturally, like, there's a bunch of people that have Southern accents. Like, and it's not, like... it's not like super thick, but it can definitely tell like when you go like to school with a bunch of like Yankees. It's very obvious. I mean, like my grandpa says Worsher and and like Winder, so like
Warsh.
Yeah, very much that. And like I don't like, it's obviously like you don't adopt that entirely, but there's times,
oh yeah,
especially, I don't know about you, but when I'm angry and stressed, my
Me
accent
too.
comes out so hard.
Oh my god, it's insane. And then like certain words,
Mm-hmm.
like it's like I have to put on a whole different meat suit to be where I am in life, especially in undergrad too, because like I want to go to medical school.
Yeah. And like we'll get to that in a second, of course, but no. And like obviously like I'm very Gen Z, like I'm very much online.
Same.
Like I reference TikTok, Twitter, and Vine like on a daily. And so like coming into that, and also I'm an openly queer person.
Mm-hmm.
So having that kind of like Southern personality with the kind of like online social media influence, and being openly out as a queer person, using queer lingo and terms and mannerisms, I fall very out of like the expected white male standard. Like I don't even know what to say, but like I feel like there's a very kind of cookie cutter print of what a white person in academia should look like, especially a white man in academia should look like. And like constantly, I remember when I was presenting at my first conference, I had multiple people come up and tell me and like said that like, you know, you should really like kind of enunciate a little bit more so your accent doesn't get lost. You should really not talk with your hands as much because that's very
stupid.
Because that's very dramatic. And also like you should not use certain words that normal people would because older people will not understand what you're saying.
Screw the old people, man.
Like obviously like there's a lot to learn, and like some of it was like actually good advice, like kind of slow down because you're going too fast.
Oh yeah, that's just nerves.
Yeah, but
yeah,
there's a difference between helping and like forcing people to perpetuate this harmful narrative. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that happened to me so many times because like COVID started my sophomore year of college, and so did my pre-health career advisor.
Yeah.
You know, she started around that time too. And the problem is that she wasn't really seeing me. Like, we were having Zoom meetings and everything. And, like, at first she loved me, right?
Right. And
then once we started seeing each other in person, she saw the way I dressed, the way I acted, how open I was about my mental illness.
Yeah, which, you know, is like a whole other topic.
Oh, yeah, don't even get me started about the suicide rates of health professionals. Don't even get me started.
Literally.
And I noticed, like, the more I saw her in person and the more we worked together, because I was president of my pre-health society.
Work.
Yeah. And, like, for somebody like me, that's great.
That's huge.
I know, right? And I could tell, like, the gears were turning in her head and she was, like, changing towards me. I could tell through body language and the way she would talk to me, and she kind of talked down to me and, like, dumb things down. I'm like, I get it. I'm poor, but I'm not dumb.
Literally.
Like, especially with the hands.
Yeah.
Because she came up to me and she's like, you're using your hands so much.
And
I'm like, I took speech class. Speech class is a requirement at this university. And one of the things we talked about in speech class was using your hands and body language to prove your point. I'm like, so you're telling me to ignore this class I had to take for general education requirements?
No, I. Ooh, like there's so much in that, and like and like this is not just like a woman or men thing. Like this is like a whole problem.
This is classism.
It's very much that, and like in that same note as well, because people would come up to me all the time, like unprovoked, by the way.
Oh yeah.
That I didn't even know.
Oh yeah.
And like they saw like I was like wearing nail polish out, or I would like do like the limp wrist thing, because like as a joke, like especially like even when like I wasn't like presenting or like in like actively doing something that represented like academia, people would come up to me and literally be like, ooh, like that's very like, I literally had like a guy told me like that looks very F slurry. And I was just like, what?
Jesus,
I was
no.
like, what the hell is going on?
I would have punched him in the face right there.
Well, like I literally was 19 years old. Like I didn't know what to do. Like,
Punch him in the face.
Well, I had my whole career to think about.
Career, like.
Oh, shut up.
Disrespect, dog.
Well, like you didn't know. Like I didn't know.
Yeah.
And like, also, like in that same note, like when, and just like whether it's classism or like homophobia, like people will just like come up to you and say like, you're not fitting this standard that I somehow fit.
Yeah.
So naturally you are less than.
Dude, that happens to me, but like obviously not through the queer aspect of it, but like
As a woman?
Well, as a woman, and especially with like alternative style in life, and don't even get me started on the religious beliefs.
Oh my gosh.
Because as a alternative gothic pagan metalhead in science, like first of all, I don't get people coming up to me because I think they're scared of me, especially when I do my makeup. It's really dark and heavy, but that's because I also have naturally black hair, and if I did a bright pink lip, I'd look washed out. I'd look dead. Yeah.
Well, like, I don't even know how to describe it, but you have like very like cool winter like vibes.
Oh yeah.
So like you like, I mean, like you have like the dark eyebrows, you have kind of like a darker eye, and then like the darker hair. So like,
thanks, parents.
And like I want to stress, like academia should not look like a particular way.
Oh yeah, I hate business clothes, and I spent a majority of, because I had a conference I needed to go to for my pre-health society. Yeah. And since our advisor wasn't going with us, I was in charge.
Yeah. Which, that's weird if your advisor is not going with you to a conference.
Yeah. So she wasn't going with us, but as president and the oldest one of the group, I was kind of in charge, which scared the living daylights out of me. But also, finding business clothes that fit my aesthetic is so hard, especially like corporate goth, which is an actual subculture of that aesthetic.
But I love that though.
Oh yeah. It's hard to find that, especially when you're also poor.
Oh, literally, get into that.
The amount of clothes I bought on Shein. I know fast fashion bad, but
I mean, like, fast fashion is bad, but like, keep in mind, we're also like undergrad students, which a lot of undergrad students, unless they have like the bailout from like mommy and daddy.
Oh my god.
Like, that are broke. And like, I speak to this because I remember I had very supportive like parents and grandparents, but I still was working. My freshman year, I only worked one job because where I was at, like, it was very hard for freshmen to get jobs on campus.
Oh yeah.
But for my sophomore year on, I was working minimum of 3 jobs. Oh god. So 2 on-campus jobs and then 1 off-campus job.
How are you alive?
Spite.
Same,
just pure spite.
Spite and caffeine fuels us all.
Literally, like, I don't know if you remember, but like at Circle K they had those triple XL Polar Pops. Which for those of you who are too young, they
still have them at mine.
Oh,
in Clinton.
Yeah, well, they were 79 cents where I was at. So yeah, it was diabetes in a cup.
Not unless it's diet, then it doesn't count.
Girl, be fucking for real. If you're getting that much, it's never diet. It's never
Let
diet.
me live in my false reality. Let me live in my fantasy.
It's never diet. It's never diet. In no universe is it ever diet.
Ugh, my cholesterol screams, drink diet or you're gonna die, bitch.
Dude, my cholesterol says you're still drinking diet. Just die.
I know, right? Take out the et. Just die.
Take out the But, yeah, so I forget where I was going with this. But what was it? Oh yeah. So these Polar Pops were triple XL. And so for those of you who are too young to remember, a regular, like a large Polar Pop.
Are you talking extra large or just large?
Just large. Is about 32 ounces, which is like a McDonald's large cup.
Which is dumb. But extra large, which I always get, is 44 ounces.
Yeah, but this triple XL was 68.
Yeah. My 16-year-old baby brother, who is the width of air and the height of the Jolly Green Giant, chugs 2 of those, like our father does.
Dude, that's actually crazy.
Dude, I don't know how his kidneys are still functioning, because that boy only lives off of Hot Pockets and pizza-flavored items.
Honestly, like, if I did that, my heart would just die.
I don't know how he has a heart. He'd probably say, I don't have one if he was here right now. Love you, Brody. Love you, Brody.
Yeah. But, no, so, like, back to what we originally were talking about.
Jobs, money.
Yeah, jobs, money. Well, that was a subplot of everything. Like,
oh, yeah.
But kind of keeping all that together. And, like, for me, like, I was one of those bougie people that, like, had to have a car payment because my other car was, like, dying.
Your car's not so old that you don't have a car payment.
No, because my last car was haunted. But we'll get. But
hey
that's
man, Crab Dad is a good car.
That my first car was called the Party Wagon.
The Party Wagon.
It was a Chevy Blazer, and it was fantastic. But I mean, like, the hatch would just fly open on the interstate for no reason. It would get up to 70 miles an hour out of nowhere. The windshield wipers would just go. Like, it was a senile car.
So is Crab Dad at some points. Yeah. He forgets things. Crab Dad is a 1996 white Monte Carlo, and for the people who listen to this probably aren't Homestuck fans, which that really dates how old I am. But that's what I named my car after, and it's my first car. I still drive my first car.
Yeah, but back to what we originally were talking about. It was money. So
which sucks, capitalism.
Well, yeah. So, like, finding clothes that fit your aesthetic
and size too,
and like, I'm a bigger person, like,
same.
And I've always been, like, a bigger person, and that's another thing I want to talk about in academia too, because
the weightism,
like,
fat phobia.
Like,
that's what I was going for. I was getting there.
Let's be for real. And I feel like it's a lot harder on women, like, to be honest.
It's a pain in the ass.
But, like, so, like, trying to build up your career in academia with presentations, conferences, all these things that, like, want you to, like, look professional. Or like, whatever. And then to, like, expect it to, like, do that, like, on your non-existent salary as a full-time college student.
$950 a month? If
that. Because remember, that's graduate school stipends.
I was making $800 in undergrad from working my one job.
Yeah. So all that together, it's so unreasonably hard to, like, find that. And, like, to, like, find just the challenge of finding clothes in your budget that fit you.
Oh, yeah.
Just those two
barriers. And look good. Don't forget that.
I'm not even getting to that one. But, like, just fit you and within your budget is so much. Finding ones you like and are good for you, like,
it's a pain in the ass.
It's such a pain in the ass. And, like, it's not like my titties are out, like, when I'm, like,
oh god, don't get me started on that. Like, my titties are too big to be contained in lots of shirts.
Yeah. And what got me so annoyed was, like, these thinner people.
Oh yeah, this is not skinny phobia.
No, I hate that, like, that's a word.
This is society.
Yeah. Skinny people, which beauty comes in all sizes. But skinny people naturally are going to have an easier time finding something.
Yeah, unless you're on the skinnier side of skinny.
Yeah, but, like, at the same time, you can always dry that.
Yeah, I guess I'm just thinking of my favorite brother because
I'm not saying there isn't challenges finding stuff.
Oh my god, he looks like he's constantly wading through a flood because he is so skinny.
Oh my god.
He is so skinny that he wears like the jeans of the size of a 10-year-old, but like he's so tall. Like they look like old lady capri pants. Don't tell my grandma I said this. Old lady capri pants. And I'm like, Brody, are you serious? And the worst part is they still don't fit. My mom has to put like darts in them.
No, because like that's happened sometimes too. Like especially with like growing up, like there would be sometimes where like my I don't really want to say cousin because like, we're not like related, but like but like
that's how you know you're from the South.
Literally, but like I would give them like the hand-me-downs and like we would shrink it. So like it would fit him because he was like so much skinnier than I was, and
oh yeah, you'd put like darts in it.
Yeah, I don't know, like clothespins, like that kind of thing.
Yeah, like a dart.
Yeah.
Sorry, that's sewing term.
Sorry, I'm not that Southern to where like I know sewing, but no, like, and I'm not saying like skinny people don't have trouble finding it, but like
they'll have like an easier time adjusting their clothes.
You can always shrink a fabric.
You can't. Expanding it is a bit of a task.
Because it looks horrible 90% of the time.
Depending on what type of fabric, because you got to get the same type of fabric, match the stitching up, and the size. And I think there was a whole episode of Drop Dead Diva on it, which also dates me how old I am.
And I'm such a texture person to where
don't even get me started.
If I don't like a particular fabric or like the stitching of something, if it bugs me the wrong way, I can't wear it.
That's why I wear men's t-shirts all of the time.
Well, that's why I wear like the same outfit like all the fucking time.
You see me cycle through the same 3 pairs of pants on the rack.
And that's kind of like, I don't know, because I get why in some ways like you want people to look professional, but at the same time how you treat people
shouldn't be based on your clothes.
And exactly, and how someone operates with others, how someone does their job, how someone does science or whatever they're doing should be what makes them professional.
Exactly.
Not how they talk, not how they dress.
It's just a basic boils down to respect thing. And I feel like a lot of people in the upper classes are like taught that, I guess. Reverse classism? No. But
not the reverse classism.
It's like, because I've met so many people in my journey with quotation marks set around it. It's just me living my life and waking up wondering how the hell did I get here today. But I've met so many people that are like, I respect everyone. Lies.
Literally
because you were talking behind my back.
This is a hot take. I don't respect everyone. I don't respect bigots. I don't respect racists. I don't respect homophobes.
I respect people until they disrespect me or a different like I don't want to say genre person, but like
I love genre person
because it's like Ben Shapiro. Nobody respects Ben Shapiro, but like
don't even
yeah like,
his tweets. I was convinced was a parody account for like 2 years.
Honestly, nobody respects him, but like my parents.
No one does.
My parents, especially my dad, who's like originally from the South, and my mom, who is rural Illinois, they raised us to be like, don't kill animals, don't kill people, or well, unless you have a good reason, don't hurt animals, old people, children, and they drove that home. They were like, you can do whatever you want. You could be a stripper, and we wouldn't care. We'd love you no matter what.
Yeah.
But respect people. But the moment these people disrespect you, drop them like they're flies.
Yeah, and I think that's like another thing too is like, and I feel like as younger people, like in all professions, I feel like you're expected to deal with like the same level of disrespect as older people did, and not all of them by any means. But I've definitely run into like those group of people who really were treated unfairly when they were young and like trying to build their careers, and some of them just, I don't know if it's like a trauma thing or whatever, but they just want people to suffer as much as they did to get there. And that never will make sense to me.
I've seen some anime with that plot.
I knew, honestly, it took you longer to mention anime than I thought it was going to.
Yeah, like, I've seen some anime with that plot, but like I'm going to watch a world, but like Attack on Titan season 4, really?
But like, I mean, like, am I crazy for that? Like, or
no, that's just pure anger and spite. It's just like, I guess I'm more of a chill person when it comes to that. Because I'm like, there's a saying where it's like, the best revenge is a life well lived.
I used to not agree with that, but now I do.
I mean, if I had the chance, I would run them over with my car, but sadly, that's illegal.
We're all joking,
We're
podcasters.
Joking. Okay, FBI person, screening this, we're joking, but
like, but no, like, I really think that there's, I don't know, like, I think, like, there's some sort of, like, healing with kind of being like, hey, I messed up. Not I messed up, but, like, someone did wrong to me, and I know what that is, and I'm going to look at my own biases to make sure this never happens again. Mm-hmm. I feel like that takes an incredible amount from someone to realize, like, they deserved better and to make sure that other people do not suffer that same fate.
Yeah, that's kind of how, like, my parents raised me. Mm-hmm. To, like, look at that respect, to be that introspective. Like, me and all my siblings have that, and it's like, it's insane that other parents don't raise their kids with, like, that level of love and understanding.
Yeah.
I'm like, why would you raise your kids to be hateful little bigots?
Because
no. Made the bigotry spread like Cordyceps, Last of Us, Pedro Pascal.
Yeah. And with that, let's take a little break. And we are back. So, Savannah.
Yes.
A lot of people don't know this, but you are currently in a master's program right now, correct?
Correct.
Awesome. And now, originally you didn't set out with the intent of doing a master's, did you?
No.
Yeah. Can you tell everybody, like, about your, like, where you're from and, like, kind of, like, your plan, like, or an association with academia and higher education?
Okay. I was born in Bloomington, Illinois, not Indiana, Jacob. There's two Bloomingtons.
I am from the state with the only memorable one, but continue.
Oh, what? Bull. We have ISU, but that's beside the point.
We have the Bloom and the Little 500.
What even is that?
That's a little bike race in Bloomington.
Don't know.
We also have IU basketball. We win every single time.
Nope. But
continue.
I was born in Bloomington, and my parents lived there for the first 10 years of my life with me and my two little brothers at the time, because there was only two, in a lovely trailer park called Greenwood Estates.
There's always a Greenwood, man. There's always a Greenwood. Whether what that Greenwood looks like depends.
Well, it was fun. I mean, my grandma lived there, and my aunt lived there, and then my aunt bought a house, and we moved into her trailer. Mm-hmm. It was a single-wide trailer. My dad slept on the couch in the living room. My mom had the master bedroom. They've always slept separately. That's just the way to go. My mom snores like a freight train.
You know, if it works for them,
yeah,
power to them.
I have my own room, kind of.
Not for long.
It was an entryway repurposed to be a room. Mm-hmm. And it had a hole in the floor, but at least my hamster didn't go down it. But it wasn't that bad as the other hole in the other floor, in the bathroom. But the family of raccoons that lived under our house was nice.
I just love that it was a family of raccoons.
They were very sweet raccoons. They were great neighbors, honestly.
Honestly, raccoons are so, like, hygienic. Like, they always wash all their food before they eat it.
Yeah, like the video of the raccoon cleaning the cotton candy and it disappeared.
That was so rude.
That was so mean, that poor raccoon. But anyway, eventually in the recession, my parents made money.
Wild sentence. Wild.
My parents made good investments during the recession.
Honestly,
2008.
Honestly, love that for them. Family of 5 living in a trailer, like, we love that story.
Single wide trailer. Woo.
What's it now? Like, what's
the difference between a single wide, double wide, and triple wide? Well,
yes.
Let me tell you.
Yes.
So,
as someone who did not grow up, like, in the trailer scene.
We're from the TP.
Trailer park.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So single wide, I would say. Okay, so we're in a very tiny apartment, no offense, but it's actually bigger than my apartment, which sad. But
not by much.
Width-wise, it's the width of that wall. So, length, I would say it's 2 of these apartments.
Okay, so kind of like by like 20 by 80?
Yeah, about that, right. Yeah, about that size.
Oh, wow, that is quick math. Who said gays can't do math?
Double wide, double the width.
Double wide.
Same length. Triple wide. Triple wides actually cost as much as a regular house.
That's insane.
Don't even start. I would never buy a triple wide.
To me, that just feels like, unless you really love trailer life.
I love trailer life.
Like, why would you do that, though?
Well, if you were really rich and bougie and you were like that, I live in a trailer park for the aesthetic, but we did it out of necessity.
Don't even get me started about all that stuff that I've seen on TikTok. Be like, converting this trailer into a home. Like,
they're making trailer park prices go up. It annoys the shit out of me.
it is gentrification.
I hate gentrification, especially at trailer parks. Like, that is for the poor folk. But anyway, so my dad, he was working at Monocle's Pizza.
Delicious pizza, by the way.
No, it's not.
You know what? Like, I'm just meaning that.
My dad worked there for the first 20 years of my life. I'm sick of it.
Okay, see, like, you're just burnt out on it.
I'm tired of it.
Yeah.
The cornmeal in my teeth. Just.
Yeah. But anyways.
Yeah, my dad worked at Monocle's Pizza. My mom's a social worker. My dad, he dropped out of high school, but he got his GED. Mm-hmm. And he always encouraged his kids to be smarter and better and go to school and pay attention in school. And my mom was always like, don't do what I did. And I'm like, what'd you do? She goes, I get drunk on the weekends with your dad. That's what I did. That's what I did.
You know what? I love the honesty.
Like, oh, my parents are so honest and almost to a fault. Don't even... I have a story from this weekend. That's a later point.
So subscribe to our Patreon. No, okay, we don't have a Patreon.
Would that be cool?
Girl, I'm so lazy. Like, setting this up, like, took all of my 3 working brain cells.
Oh, mood. Oh, you have 3? I only got the 1.
I killed the other 2.
But anyway, so,
but
my dad got a promotion from manager of the store and the strip mall in Bloomington to general manager of a store in Mount Zion in Decatur.
Work.
Yeah.
Nice.
So upward mobility.
Mm-hmm. We love that. We love the story arc.
Oh, yeah. And then around that time, I also found out my dad got his GED. But he got it, like, when I was, like, a little kid. So dropped out of high school, got his GED for his kids.
That's so sweet, though.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Kind of, I don't know. Like, there's just something to me, like, kind of going through life and then just... And, like, you were there, like, obviously.
Yeah, I was there.
Like, can you imagine? Like, but, like, just seeing, like, your dad, like... And mom, of course, but, like, we're just focusing on your dad for a second. Just, like, put in all that hard work to, like, provide for not only themselves, but, like, for their family.
Oh, yeah.
And then your dad gonna be like, yeah, I'm gonna, like, do this, like, so, like, my kids have an example
Yeah.
of, like, working on this. Like, just shows, like, to me, like, when parents do that, like, they might not have necessarily needed or wanted it for themselves, but just wanted to show their kids that it was possible.
Oh, yeah.
To, like... Not that, like, you were doing bad, but, like, to give yourself more opportunities.
Yeah, and my dad did that mainly just to, like, be like, okay, I'm going to have kids. I sucked at life a little bit, because he did.
Because he did?
He admits it. He says it. He's like, don't do that. I was a fucking stupid teenager. Don't fucking do what I did.
God.
He says that verbatim. He's just like, don't be an idiot. Other than the whole, don't get pregnant. Don't get a girl pregnant. Don't... just be better. And, like,
yeah.
He did that, and he was so proud to buy our house.
As he should, especially in today's market. Good Lord.
Oh my God, we went from a single wide trailer to a house.
That's a big jump.
Oh my God, it was so. I had a closet.
How was that feeling for the first time?
It was crazy. I had a door.
Oh yeah, right. Because you just had, like, the entryway was your bedroom.
Yeah, I had an actual door. Okay, first of all, we had more than one bathroom. We had 3 bathrooms. We went from 1 bathroom to 3.
And, like, were you still a family of
5
at the time, sharing
still
one bathroom?
a family of 5.
That must have been horrible.
My dad also has Crohn's.
Oh yeah.
And he was lactose intolerant.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah.
I just imagine, like,
my room is right next to the bathroom too. The living room, kitchen, not even a wall, and then you had the tiny back hallway, my room, bathroom, master bedroom, quotation marks.
Yeah. I just imagine, like, that was...
It was so weird.
It was awful.
We had a tub that we could use.
This is going to sound so weird, but I love a tub. Like, I love a good tub.
We cannot use the tub because the metal around the tub in our trailer was rusted so much and the floor was rotted so much that if we got into it, it would have fallen through the floor and sadly would have crushed the family of raccoons. And we don't want to do that to the raccoons.
No. Honestly, though, this is going to sound like so, like, very much white trash. But like
Bitch, you're talking to me.
but like imagine if you like cut a hole like in like the floor and then just went to the dollar store and got like those big like storage bins that they sell, and then just like lower it down and then get some like plywood and cover up the hole and just set the tub like in the ground in the tub.
Well, the thing is with trailers is that you're not on the ground. You're above the ground.
No, I know. That's what I mean. Because like that way, like the bathtub would go through. So then instead of like getting into the bathtub, you just fall into the bathtub.
Fall into the bathroom? Like where the foundation is? Dude, my trailer was held up by cinder blocks. I wasn't.
I know, but like you could have cut a hole in it.
No.
You mean to tell me you can't cut a hole?
Dude, I was like 9.
Not you.
My dad?
Yeah.
Dude, my dad was already trying to build a second bathroom. He had his projects. He had his priorities.
Okay, so he could build a second bathroom, but he can't cut a hole in the wall?
Actually, he didn't finish the second bathroom.
Okay, so he tried to build a second bathroom, but he couldn't try to build a hole?
Dude, it was a lost cause at that point. That whole trailer was a lost cause. Dude, after we moved out, we tore it down.
I mean, yeah, I would too.
Dude, we didn't even need a bulldozer or power tools. We just like took our hands and just ripped. But the house.
Honestly, that thing was holding up by spite as well.
Honestly, it was. But like
spite, honestly, like is such an important tool, man.
Yeah, but our house is so cool because like I had windows in my room. I had a door. I had a closet. We looked like squatters when we moved in because we only had like a couch, a chair, a bed for me, a bed for my mom. Our kitchen stuff and like that we had a desk.
Ooh, I love a desk.
And we had a box TV, and that was pretty much all of our belongings. So when we moved, my grandparents and aunt and uncle helped, and they were like looking around, and my brothers didn't even have their own bed because I slept with our mom in the master bedroom. So we had to go out and buy beds for them and mattresses for them, and
which gets expensive.
Oh my god, that was like the most expensive purchase other than the house. And the lawnmower we had to get for the house.
Yeah.
Because acre land requires riding mower. We had a backyard and a front yard. Side yards.
Side yards?
We had so many trees. We had a driveway that wasn't made out of gravel. We had a garage.
I'm not me with my gravels. The driveway growing up. Drag me.
We had an attic and a basement and like it was literally like
this is like a very drastically different world than the single white trailer.
People, upgrades.
I actually have that movie on DVD.
It's just oh my god, but it was so crazy, and like my brothers weren't used to sleeping without our mom.
Right.
Keep in mind, my little brother Raven, who's only 16 months younger than me, was 8, and Brody was 3.
Okay, but like that's not like crazy ages. Like
that's pretty old for sleeping with your mom.
3?
No, 8.
Yeah, 8's up there. I could see like every now and then though.
Yeah, but it was so nice, and like we had, it was so bougie, and then I started my new school and that sucked dick, but because there was no freaking air conditioning in that building.
Hold on.
I was a fat bitch. I needed some air con, dude. I was so fat. My face was red all the time. I looked like my mom.
Dude, I can't even like just wow.
Yeah. I almost overheated that first day. And the worst part was that was my 10th birthday.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Love having an August birthday.
Dude, try having a May birthday, man.
God, no. My 3 younger siblings are so lucky because my 2. Okay, so the order's weird, but I have a late summer birthday, August 20th.
Yeah.
My little brother, the 21-year-old, January 2nd, winter break.
Yeah.
Baby brother, July 26th, summer break. Baby sister, December 28th, winter break.
Wow, December 20th.
Remember, 2 months premature.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I would just hate that.
Oh, you think she wanted it?
No, I mean like, I just mean to be like, have a birthday that close to Christmas because like here's your Christmas and birthday.
We didn't
gift.
plan on it, trust me.
No, I know.
She kind of planned on it. She's the one that almost killed her mom, dude. Like that's her fault.
That's her fault.
Dude, okay, she knows she almost killed her mom.
I know, but like, so
she's the most metal 10-year-old.
Okay. So then we get into college.
Oh my god, college.
Yeah. So like So like, what did you go to college knowing what you wanted to do?
Oh yeah, I've known what I wanted to do since I was 6 years old.
Yeah, which is
be a doctor.
Yeah.
Well, when you're 6, it's just be a doctor because
and then it just stuck.
Specialties just don't occur.
No, because
you're 6. Like I remember, because like I said, my dad has Crohn's, and he was a really big man. This was before he lost all the weight.
Yeah.
He had this giant beer belly, big chin. Yeah, he was fat. He even says I was fat, and I'm like, but I love when you're fat, Daddy, because I can hug you. And my arms wouldn't go all the way around him, and it was.
Oh my god!
Now my arms go all the way around him, and it's so sad. But anyway, he's on immunosuppressants. He's been on immunosuppressants since I was like a baby.
Right.
Which obviously suppress your immune system. Basically, you have no immune system.
Really? I could not gather that.
Oh my god. Well, I'm saying this for the non-academics listening to this podcast.
Yeah, I'm sure non-academics are listening to the semi-professional academic podcast.
Well, you never know. Some people are crazy like that.
Maybe. If you know what, write in. Email.
Write in. Call into the station. Line 1.
Call into the next caller. Next caller.
You have Beyonce tickets right now.
Beyonce tickets. We have tickets to that Eras Taylor Swift tour. Oh my
Pit
god.
seats to Ghost, guys. Pit seats to Ghost. Oh my god, Jacob doesn't even know.
No, I know. I just am not a fan.
I know, it's okay. I mean,
and not in a way that like I hate them. It's just like,
but
it's not my vibe.
Satanic Pope Copia. I'm kidding. I mean, I'm not, but like I am. we left Papa Emeritus IV, but anyway.
Okay, so anyways,
back to college and what I want to do in my life.
Yeah.
So
so did you know like what kind of like doctor you wanted to be, or
at
like...
first I just wanted to fix my dad
Yeah.
because every time he got sick, he used to get hospitalized once a year because a cold is the flu is the plague. That's the way we say it.
Right.
So this one time I remember vividly because it was so jarring to me. I think I was like 6 years old, and my dad got the flu.
Yeah.
And he had just gotten out of the hospital. He lost 40 pounds in a week.
That's insane.
Yeah. And I watched my dad go from having this big jovial beer belly, being, have color to his face and his body, and watching his beer belly basically go flat.
Yeah.
And then him being super pale. And I remember hugging him and going, Daddy, one day I'm going to fix you. Mm-hmm. And then I realized, you can't fix an autoimmune disease.
No.
No, you can't fix. I mean, you can try. He had the surgery.
Yeah.
Where they cut 13 centimeters of his intestines out.
That's wild.
And now he's a skinny legend. But, shit happens. But I still kept with the I want to be a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, because I wanted to... the way I say it is the human body is one giant puzzle.
I completely agree with you.
Yeah, and I love solving puzzles.
Yeah.
But... You gotta work with the human body, man.
You gotta.
You can't just say you want to help people. Yes, helping people is a benefit. But if you want to get into med school, don't say I want to help people.
Yeah. I feel like sometimes, like medical school people, I'd say medical school people, like admission counselors want to be like, I am going to solve this disease on this gene using this formula, that targets this receptor on this.
Like, I already have a master's degree and a Nobel Peace Prize and all that stuff, and they still don't get accepted. But that's beside the point.
So, you go to college.
Yes, I decided to go to Eastern Illinois University. Mm-hmm. Because it was cheap. I'm not gonna lie. You said semi-professional. This is honesty, dog.
All right.
Dude, okay, I was not going to go to community college because I studied, I did the research, and I'm like, I don't want to go and pay for an associate's degree for not all my credits to transfer over.
You know what, that's actually really weird that you bring that up. So when I was in high school, I actually did an associate's degree.
Yeah, you told me about that.
Yeah. Well, they don't know.
I know they don't know.
So, it was just this great deal I got with my school, and it was in a way to increase, like, college-bound Hoosiers, which is, like, native Indiana people. So, my school let, like, certain people of, like, certain academic ability and potential, like, you had to pass, like, all these tests.
God.
You had to, like, keep this GPA. And, like, not like sell drugs on the street or like anything like that.
Oh,
you know what
damn. I know some guy that did sell drugs on the street in high school.
I mean, doesn't everyone?
I mean, it was Clinton, so like.
If you don't know someone that was selling drugs on the street, you are lying. Like,
sadly, the cocaine drug front gas station closed down in Clinton.
Oh, that's sad.
I know, right?
That's some of the best.
Ah, damn.
Like the drinks are always the best there.
Oh, well, I couldn't really go in, but you could.
But when you could go in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but
That's beside the point.
Yeah, that's beside the point. But so during my undergrad, like not my undergrad, but like during high school, it was actually so funny. I actually graduated college before I graduated high school.
I didn't. I didn't get that chance, sadly.
No, and like it was a great opportunity, and I'm so grateful for it. So at 17, I got my associate's degree, and then literally, I say 18, but like I graduated May 26th, and I turned 18 the 27th.
Shoot.
So I had a whole college degree and my high school diploma before I turned 18. And then when I was going to undergrad, I got lucky. So like all of my credits transferred.
Oh, that is lucky.
But for the degree I wanted, and like it was a small liberal arts school, which I still love. Don't get me wrong. I don't regret going there. But there are bio classes. You had to take them in certain steps. And so they weren't, and some of them weren't offered every year.
Oh, like entomology.
Yeah, I mean, like we had like other names, like different classes and everything. Like it was a weird schedule. But so I couldn't graduate early by any means, and like looking back at it now, I'm so glad I could not graduate early.
Oh yeah, I would kill myself.
No, literally, because like I would have, by that logic, I would have graduated when I was 19 years old. Like if
you're not even an adult yet in the eyes of the law.
No, so like if all those applied and where I only had to go to school for 2 years, I would have graduated when I was 19.
Damn.
And that's insane.
Damn.
But back to like why like the associate's degree, I think is a great opportunity. Like if you don't have like
if you're not like ready mentally either.
Yeah, and if you don't like have the best
financial situation.
Yeah, or transcripts to get into the college that you want.
Oh yeah.
I feel like doing some college courses there at a community college is great. And I got transferred, and I got to brag saying like I had a whole ass degree already.
I didn't. So.
But especially now, like because at my same institution, my senior year to my freshman year to my senior year, there were people from my high school coming in. They were going to be starting their freshman year during my senior year, and they changed the rules. So at my school, we didn't do credit hours. Like in my undergrad, we didn't do credit hours. We did units.
Ugh.
So like entomology with a lab that had a lab, that would be 1 unit.
That's dumb.
I know.
Because that's like 4 credit hours.
I know. It was so dumb.
That's so stupid. No offense, but that is really stupid.
Yeah, I don't like it either. But when they were transferring that, instead of being like, oh, credit hours, like this, it must be 4 credit hours to be 1 unit. But if if a class was just 3, it didn't count. So so like now, for example, like just throwing out there, like a community ecology class at Eastern, that's for my master's degree, is 3 credit hours. It wouldn't even be a full class unit at my undergrad.
That's dumb. See, one of the reasons why I chose Eastern, other than the fact that it was cheap and I was not going to community college and my parents didn't want me to go to community college, was the straightforwardness and the ability to adapt, just in case if I did have to suddenly like transfer home. Because like, unlike you, I didn't get the chance to get my associate's degree in high school. We had college classes. We had built a building behind the high school for the local community college for classes, but I couldn't take those classes because I'm the oldest of 4. At this time, my sister had already been born, and she was already kind of grown. Like, I think she was 5 when I graduated high school. So this was like, she was 4 and 5. I was 17. And I had to take care of her at night because both of our parents work full time. We all have the same parents. Our parents work full time. I had to take my brother to school in the morning because he was also in high school too. So, and these classes were at 7 in the morning.
Dude, 7 in the morning classes suck.
So I couldn't take these classes because who would take my brother to school? Who would pack my baby brother's lunch, who would make sure my 2 youngest siblings got on the bus all right, because my parents had to work. And, like, I couldn't get my associate's degree. I mean, technically, I kind of do now because I have a bachelor's.
Yeah, I mean, like, and that's another thing that, like, I tie into it, like, because I'm an older sibling as well. Like, I'm the oldest of 2, so not.
You're not suffering like I am.
No, but, like, and I don't mean this, like, in a bad or, like, complaining way.
Oh, yeah.
But, like, there just are, like, a lot more responsibilities on you as the oldest sibling.
I remember when my sister was born, and, like, I was still planning on being a doctor, still planning on being an academic at the time. And I was in 7th grade. I was 12 years old. My sister was born 2 months premature over Christmas break. I couldn't even see my mom on Christmas. She was hospitalized.
Oh,
yeah.
Dang, that's...
Yeah, like, she was hospitalized. She had been hospitalized. And this entire time, she couldn't work. So it was all on my dad. And my dad at the time only made, like, $35,000 a year. Supporting a family of 6 on $35,000 a year is basically impossible.
That's insane. Like, actually.
That is impossible. Like, literally, we were on WIC.
What's WIC?
WIC is Women and Children. So it provides...
Oh, I remember you told me about this, yeah.
Yeah, so it provides food, stuffs, and cleaning supplies for women and children. Children specifically under the age of 5. And so it was crazy because we had a fresh vegetable in the house for, like, the first time in years.
I love a good fresh vegetable.
Like, we saw a bell pepper and we were like, oh my God, it's rich people food. Like, and me and my siblings, like, especially when our mom was in the hospital and our dad was working, I was cooking the food. And all we ate was chicken patties because that's all I could cook.
You know what? Like, chicken patty with some, like, cheese and some marinara sauce.
Cheese is for rich people, and marinara sauce is definitely for rich people.
Okay, but you got fresh vegetables up in here?
This was before she was born. We got on WIC after she was born because she was on Similac, which is a $40 canister formula.
Is that for prematures?
Yeah, for preemies.
Gotcha.
Yeah, and, like, I was taking care of this kid and everything, and I'm just like, and my parents are just doing their best the entire time. Like, my mom started working night shifts because we couldn't afford a babysitter for her, because when preemies are born, they are considered a special needs baby.
Yeah.
They require, my sister was in speech therapy, physical therapy, had to go to preschool for 2 years.
I think I also had to go to preschool for 2 years.
I only did 1 year, dog.
I don't know.
I was supposed to do 2 years, but the teacher was like, to my parents, because I had a late summer birthday, we're like, well, we can move her on ahead, but she has a late summer birthday and she's not socially ready. And my dad's like, fuck that shit. Send her in with the shark. She'll be fine.
Your dad said, fuck y'all. But no, but, like, no, I did this whole time. I thought I was dumb, but then, like, I realized, like, was I just in preschool? Because, like, both of my parents were working.
Oh, dude.
Because, like, and I never actually, like, realized this, but, like, I was, like, I think I like, just went to preschool for fun for the first year, or I was actually in preschool for 2 years because, like, I was young for, like, my age, like, I was young for my age, but, like, for my grade, like, I
was super young.
Like how when you, like, turn 5, you start kindergarten.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was 4 for 2
I
days.
literally, like, had just turned 5 and started that, and I had a late summer birthday and it was so annoying because, like, some days, like, the end of May, like, that runs right into, like, Memorial Day weekend. May 27th is my birthday, for any of those of you watching, so be sure to send me a gift at
August 20th. I'm a Leo, so I'm better than everyone.
And a pathological liar. But, no.
Bitch, that's Gemini. We all know that.
No, Geminis are just so real, but you can't take it, so you force this false narrative.
Alyssa, if you're listening to this, I'm sorry. He didn't mean it.
But anyways, so there'd be so many years where, like, I would start school one age and I'd finish at that age, and everyone else got to have this whole day, and I don't care how much of a red flag this is. I love celebrating my birthday, even being 23 years old.
Do you have a birth month?
No, not that much. But, like, but I also have, like, a summer birthday, so, like, I just feel better during my birth month. But I don't know if it's just, like, the sunlight in the vibes of the
Yeah,
year.
the serotonin.
The serotonin, yeah. So, but no, I'm not like, it's my birth month, everybody be nice to me, but like, especially like the day or two leading up to my birthday, I'm getting like very excited. Like that's usually like when like I'll start like treating myself for like birthday
Treat
stuff.
yourself.
Like, you know what I mean?
Treat yourself. But
I love Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
But so like, I love celebrating other people's birthdays because like it's just, you know, like just a celebration of like life's hard, but like you made it another year.
Yeah.
And so I love that.
I hate my birthday sometimes.
Yeah.
Because it's the first day of school. Have you ever?
The first day of school, August 20th.
Dude, that's like, okay, you're not from Illinois.
Girl, and people in Indiana are going to school like August 4th, August 5th.
No, we don't do that here in Illinois. It's mid to late August. Some schools wait until September.
Dude, that's how it is for like my undergrad. Like when I was there, like prior to COVID,
yeah,
we literally wouldn't start until like, what's that holiday in September?
Labor Day.
Labor Day. That's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was so bad. Okay. Birthday. Freaking hate it sometimes because it would always be the first day of school. Always be the first day of school. They were like, should we start it on a Monday? No, let's wait till Wednesday, the 20th, so Savannah can suffer. But it was so bad in high school because I was 14 years old as a freshman. And my county, Decatur, not Decatur, DeWitt County, because I live in Clinton.
Right.
Has a law where you have to take driver's ed in the school as a part of the requirement in order to graduate.
Okay, but like, I love that though because some of these drivers just be out here on vibes.
Have you met my baby brother? I got to show you a picture of his parking job.
No, actually, I haven't met that.
No, but I've told you so much about Brody, but that's beside the point. And I was 14, and I was the only freshman not taking this class because I was not turning 15. I started high school at 13.
So did I. You're not special.
And then I turned 14, like the first day of school. And then I took driver's ed. I remember it was the first day of school and it was also the first day of driver's ed, my sophomore year of high school. And the first question the teacher asks is, how many of you are 15? And I didn't know how to answer because technically, even though it was my birthday, I wasn't born for like another 5 hours.
Dude, don't be one of those people.
I didn't
know. So, oh my God.
I'm like, I didn't know how to answer. So I like half raised my hand. He goes, how many of you are 14 still? And I half raised my hand. He goes, when's your birthday? And I go, today. And he looks at me. He goes, happy birthday. And I'm like, yeah. And then I couldn't drive during band camp, which sucked ass. Don't even I'm outing myself as a band kid.
Don't worry, everyone. I'm judging already.
No, but like, so the parking lot at my high school is so wide that people who could drive, like if you were like a sophomore, junior, senior that could drive, you would drive your car from the closer side of the parking lot to the school in the morning to get your instrument to the far side, and you didn't have to walk like the plebeian freshman. But I was 2 weeks away from getting my driver's license, so I had to be a plebeian freshman and walk. And that was a pain. And then finally, senior year, I could actually freaking drive. Junior and senior year. And then I moved into college. And I was 17 still.
Yeah.
And fun fact about Eastern is that they love their freshmen because they're giving them money.
We love money in this household.
We do. And they do really cool stuff for the freshmen with, like, inflatables. The problem is, you have to sign a waiver.
Oh, yeah. And since you were 17, you were still technically a minor.
I was a minor.
Oh,
so I played bingo the whole night.
I bet you were so pissed.
I was so pissed. I played bingo the whole night.
Did you win anything, though?
I won an iPad. But
oh, okay. You won.
But I already had an iPad.
Did you sell it?
No. I kept it. It was better than my current iPad. And my dad's like, well, Santa Claus doesn't need to bring you a new one. I'm like, thanks, Dad. But
yeah. I want an iPad so bad.
Yeah. But then I remember it was like sophomore, junior year. It was also the first day of classes and also my birthday. And it rained.
Lovely.
It rained on me with no umbrella.
Mm-hmm. Love that.
Yeah.
But circling back to Eastern and like as far as like education.
Oh, I liked it.
Yeah. So like, did you? And for those of you who don't know this, you can apply to medical school with any major.
Yeah, you can get an agriculture major.
Yeah. as long as you take like the prerequisites for medical school, they really don't care what you major in.
Yeah.
So a lot of times, and like I actually knew a girl who majored in Spanish, actually, and then applied to medical school and got in. So like, what kind of like was your thought process on like picking like a major, like? Because I mean, like I know, but like walk them through it.
Oh, I knew what I wanted to do immediately. I remember it was the orientation day, because Eastern has an orientation day over the summer, where you get your Panther card and you like go see the freshman advisors and you pick out your classes while they take your parents and show them videos and stuff and tell them about how to get your child through the adjustment period. And both my parents went. My dad said that they separated us to liberalize me.
Not to liberalize.
Funny story about that, but I'll get to that in a minute. And I was the only one that did my makeup, which was great because that is my Panther card photo.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm goth, so I'm wearing black eyeshadow, black eyeliner, and black lipstick.
Very on brand for you,
Yeah.
like when you do your makeup.
Oh, yeah. And then, so I was sat down with the freshman advisor, and I said, I'm pre-med, and I want a minor in Spanish. She's like, okay. Like she had all these kids that were like, oh, I want to do something in communication, or like, oh, maybe something in the sciences. And I walked in, sat down, goth, booty shorts, Tokyo Ghoul t-shirt, high heels. By the way, I was wearing heels that day too.
Oh wow, you really went out,
Dude. I just wanted to be me, you know.
I mean, I'm not discrediting that, but like I've known you for almost a year, and I've never seen you wear heels once in my entire damn life.
Well, they were my sneaker heels, so.
Okay, never mind. I
They
thought
were my
you were.
sneals.
I thought you were. Ew. I thought you were talking about like stilettos. Like
I do have stiletto demonias. Do you know what a demonia is?
Yes.
Yeah, I have stiletto demonias, but that's beside the point. I walked in, I looked like that. I looked at this lady and I said, I want to be a doctor and I want to study Spanish. And she's like, okay, so let's sign you up for classes. So she signed me up for classes. She goes, and you have 4 years of Spanish from high school? Yep. We're going to put you in intermediate honors Spanish. Okay, because I was also in the honors college.
What? Yeah. I feel like every pre-med student is like, if I'm not honors everything, I'm failing.
I didn't care that much, but I care, but to a point. Like, there was a point where I could not stress myself, because anxiety disorder, dog. I could not stress myself out that much.
Dude, I don't know what it was, but like I literally felt like I was like I was actively fighting my anxiety when I was pre-med, and like everything about it was something like, no, I was like, shut the fuck up, anxiety. Like, this is fine.
Dude, that's how I treated my anxiety. I bullied myself. Thank you, Sheldon, my old therapist, for for being there for me in that dark time. But
we love Sheldon.
oh, we love Sheldon.
So like you have your minor picked out that like you wanted to do with Spanish, and so like, and you're now pre-med. Like, did that lead you to like majoring in pre-med, or did you do like biology, biochem?
Well, technically, Eastern doesn't have a pre-med major.
Which I'm so glad, because like on the off chance you don't get into medical school and you decide you don't want to go to medical school.
I have a biology degree.
Yeah. The pre-med, like...
Not only that, I have a good GPA too.
Yeah, I mean, like, of course, but like a lot of internships, especially, like, require you to major in something. If you major in pre-med and you're not in medical school, it kind of
literally, what's the point? But
literally.
We didn't have the facilities for a pre-med major. So it's biological sciences with a focus in pre-med. That's too much of a mouthful, especially for my 76-year-old grandparents.
Yeah, that's too much of a mouthful for this 23-year-old hosting the show.
I was about to say mouthful.
I hate you.
No, you don't. You love me.
I know.
But I just said pre-med, and that would rustle the jimmies of my pre-med advisor so much. Mm-hmm. And she wasn't even my advisor until second semester sophomore year, because that's when she got hired. Before that, it was the head of the bio department, who was also doing his own research and also teaching other classes. And then he was advising every single pre-health student.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Yeah, so needless to say, some things fell through the cracks, but I don't blame him in the slightest. But it was it was an experience. And
it was good for the plot.
There's rules too. Like,
yeah, what rules?
So if you decide you want to do pre-health, specifically pre-med, and you tell this, Eastern has a rule. You will major in biology pretty much, or chemistry, or anything you want to major in. Gotcha. However, you have to get above, like a C or above. If you get a D, that's considered failing. So
right.
I think there were 2 classes where I got a C's in, maybe 3. I think 3. Physics 2, organic chemistry 2, and then statistics. Mainly because I suck at math.
Dude, honestly, same. Like, I remember when I was in undergrad, second semester organic chemistry, and like, I don't want to be that guy, but I'm gonna be that guy. My professor, love him.
Mm-hmm.
Class was hard as fuck for no damn reason.
It's
like,
so was.
Like, I was looking at like a final of the first organic chemistry here, and the final for what they were doing, we did in the first 2 months.
Yeah.
So like, I was like,
Eastern's really good about that.
Yeah, and my physics professor literally. There's so much legally I don't think I can.
Well, you went to a private school too.
Yeah, I went to a private school.
Like, Richie, I'm kidding.
Richie, I was on an academic scholarship for $30,000
a year. At least you got
a
scholarship. My family was too rich for a scholarship, but too poor to like actually pay. So my parents drained their retirement account to pay for my first semester.
I got an academic scholarship. Girl, you think I'm getting a fucking financial need scholarship?
I do need finances now. If you'd like to sponsor me, just apply to Sugar Daddy.
Not the Sugar Daddy. Stop it.
Glucose Guardian needed.
The fructose friend. The sucrose sister.
I went with fructose fuck buddy. That's what I went with.
I know.
But that's beside the point.
But like, so, but, and like, I understand like why like all these classes that you have to take for pre-med like are hard, like it's to challenge you.
It's to like weed out the weak too.
Yeah. But like, I feel like sometimes like it's pushed to the extreme to where there's not applicable things to it. Like organic chemistry, like I can get because like, especially like naming and like how a drug works and like how certain things like move through the body.
Yeah,
I understand. And like physics, I get like
movement of the body,
thermodynamics. But honestly though, couldn't that like be better solved with physiology instead of physics?
So the thing here is that these classes are all lined up with sections on the MCAT.
And who set that up?
The AMC. Love you, AMC. Please give me a 528 on the MCAT, please. But
you asking for a perfect score? I'm so impressed. Like if you're gonna ask, aim
high.
I was gonna say if you ask for anything, aim high.
Yeah, like
you can always negotiate down.
So I read up on the history of the MCAT, right? I'm such a nerd. I read up on the history of the MCAT. So the MCAT started in the 1900s because everybody was going to medical school.
I mean, yeah, the money at the time.
Yeah, but there was also...
At the time.
Yeah. There was also a height in doctors that, like, didn't really care, didn't study enough. Like, doctors were becoming lower quality. And so in order to kind of push the envelope on that, the AAMC and the government and medical schools all decided to have a standardized test for all college graduates hoping to become doctors and go to medical school in order to kind of see how they sat, kind of like their quality. And it was supposed to be like this good, reassuring thing. However, if then capitalism got to it. The AMC doesn't go out for capitalism like money. You just pay your test registration and you pay your application fees. However, there's other companies like Kaplan, Princeton Review.
Yeah.
I have the Princeton Review books.
I bought the Kaplan books.
Oh my god! But I have the Princeton Review books, and they sell prep courses. And I look at the price of these prep courses, and they're like $3,000. And now it's becoming a real. Only rich people can really get into medical school. I'm self-studying right now.
But that's what that's what a lot of standardized tests were for, like designed so like the rich people and predominantly white people could afford like the tutoring and like this extra one-on-one help to pass these tests and curriculums.
Exactly. And it's such a pain if you're trying to self-study or if you are from a lower socioeconomic tax bracket. Because I'm sitting here trying to teach myself, and those books were $200. And that's a lot of money. That was half my paycheck in undergrad.
No, literally. And then, and a lot of people don't know this, I actually did the medical school application cycle. So I took the MCAT and I applied. I kid you not, just the first round of applications, which a lot of people don't know this, in medical school, so you take the MCAT, which is a requirement.
Yeah.
You apply to medical school, and then if they like you, you don't get an interview. You get a supplemental application.
Yeah, secondary applications.
Which is where they ask like more in-depth questions, essay questions, that kind of thing. Then you send those out.
And then you get an interview.
And then you get an interview.
And then you might get a second interview.
Yeah, so this, like, no offense, but, like, the medical school pathway is such a money-making scheme.
Oh, it really is. Like, and it's so sad because I study the history of medicine in general because it fascinates me, and I love history on all sorts of topics. Being a doctor used to not be a lucrative career in the slightest. Like, in ancient Greece, like, if you were a healer, you'd be respected, yeah, but you wouldn't make money because it was your job to heal people.
You would be broke.
You would be broke, and you travel around, and you take care of people, and you heal people. It was also kind of fucked up, because vivisection was a thing.
Don't even get me started.
Vivisection was a thing. The four humors, it was messed up. But people, don't even get me started on Galen and how much I hate Galen. But I don't know if you know who Galen is.
I do.
Okay, good. But it was... but then we turned it into a lucrative career, like a lucrative money-making career. And I've noticed... as I've shadowed very few doctors because I can't afford to shadow other physicians because I have to work to make a living, to make money.
To survive.
To live. The few doctors and healthcare providers I have shadowed have either... I like to divide them into three sections. One, that do it for the money. They suck.
For real.
The second ones actually do it because they like it. They want that career.
We love them.
The third one, I've kind of coined this, they do it for the status.
We equally hate them.
Yeah, we equally hate them. Now, if you're gonna want a doctor, first of all, finding a doctor that wants to do it because they want to do it is hard. That's like finding a needle in a haystack. If you can't find one of those, go for ones that do it for the money because they need money by working. So they work to make money, and the better doctors they are, the more money they make.
Yeah, and like I've definitely like encountered those people that are doctors or in medical school because it's their passion and they love it and you can just genuinely tell. And then there's also those people who are in medical school or doctors who did it solely for the status or for money. I
hate the people that do it for the status. I respect the people that want to do it for the money. Respect. I don't want to do it for the money. I want to do it because even when I was a little kid, I thought everybody made the same salary.
Honestly, like if we did that though, like
that's communism.
Which Dr. Lou does not like. But
story for later.
Yeah, Dr. Lou is like one of our professors and my advisor. So
love
like
him.
We love him.
Communist China, though he hates.
He hates communist China. He grew up in communist China.
But I absolutely I want to do it because I love it. Does the money help? I mean, I have lived without money for so long in my life. I could continue living without money. I do not care.
You could live without a lot of money.
You've seen me live. You know I don't live with a lot.
I'm not saying you live with a lot, but I mean, like, we go to Dunkin', like, at least, like, once a week?
That's my vice, dog.
I'm not judging, because I go there, too.
Look, it's a $3 drink. It's just, I need it, but,
You know, that's the reason why people in your generation can't buy a house, because you're getting your $3 cup of coffee once a week.
I make not $300. I make $950 a month, like, literally.
Dude, no, literally. We're getting off topic on that one. We'll come back to that.
Circle back, but the people who do it for the money I have respect for. Because sometimes they're doing it to get out of their situation, along with doing it with something that they kind of enjoy.
Yeah, which, like, I get that a little bit, but, like, it's people who are like, I hate this, but, like, the money's great.
Yeah, it's like my parents hate their jobs. The money's not even great. But the people who do it for the status, I have met so many people in my time as a pre-health society president that you can tell are doing it for the status. Like 100% tell that they're doing it just for the title of doctor.
Yeah, it's actually very funny that we're on this right now. So, like, I have some friends right now who are in medical school. Mm-hmm. I love them. If you guys are listening, which you probably aren't, you're killing it. I love you guys. Just remember me when you're giving out that friends and family discount for my doctors. But they literally have encountered people that are like, I'm just in medical school so I can get like my Dr. Oz or Dr. Phil show. And I'm just like, y'all.
You can't see the look on my face right now, but it's pain. Oh, God.
And like, why would you go through all that trouble?
Just to be seen as a hack.
Yeah. Like, why would you do that to yourself? Spend all that time and money.
Because they want it for the fame and they want it for the respect and the prestige. Because it's an achieved status. That's a sociology term. Achieved status. I had to study that for the MCAT.
Word.
Yeah, it's an achieved status. So they achieved it through like school and learning and stuff. And it's in our stupid society, it's seen as a sign of respect. Like, you have to respect somebody that went through that. And like, I get it. You went through it, but you're not good at your job, dog. That's like going to McDonald's and a burger flipper can't even flip a burger.
Yeah, like this is my thoughts on it. If you are someone who wants to do it for the money or wants to do it because you love it or like in those combinations, and you genuinely try to help people, I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like the people that do it for the money.
But like, so oftentimes the people who do it for the status of being a doctor rarely actually want to help people.
There are so many, and you'd be surprised how many more people are doing it just for the status.
No, literally. And like, this is a hot take. Like, if you're someone who like enjoys it and wants to do it, but also like appreciates the like
the money that comes
the money and like status that comes with it. I mean, I don't love that part that you revel in the status, but I get it. But
yeah.
as long as you are doing your job and actually trying to help people, it's not that big a deal to me. But if you're only doing it for the status, that's an issue. At least with me.
I don't care about status. And people are like, "You're a doctor, you know everything." No, I do not. I'm currently 22 years old. I don't know shit. My 10-year-old sister will be like, "Savannah, sissy, you're an adult." I'm like, "No, I'm not."
That's terrifying.
I know, like, you're an adult. I'm like, "No," and if I hopefully when I do become a doctor, people are gonna be like, "Oh, you know this. You're so respectable." And I'm like, I swear a lot and watch weird ass anime in my free time. Like, I have a farm in Stardew Valley where I named all of my animals after anime characters.
And on that note, let's take a break. And we're back. So, Savannah, like, we got a little bit about your goals, and but just for the people that don't know, you're actually in your master's program right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
So can you tell us a little bit about how that came to be and kind of like what your hopes for it now are?
Yeah. So I was a reluctant kind of master's student.
Same.
So my pre-health advisor, so I was basically advising myself for the first 2 years of college. And my high school kind of sucked because you had a few tracks you could choose. You could choose chemistry and physics, or you could choose biology and human anatomy. And as somebody who wanted to be a doctor, biology, human anatomy.
Way to go. The way to go. The only correct answer in that situation.
So in the state of Illinois, you have to take a chemistry credit in order to graduate. However, my town, Clinton, was the county seat, which means you can get away with some shit.
Oh.
So
I think I've seen this film before.
So.
And I didn't like the ending.
Yeah, it wasn't a good ending because the way they did it was they combined freshman year science class was called Intro to Lab Science.
Okay, but that sounds like kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, so the first semester was chemistry based and the second semester was your first taste of biology. So in the eyes of the state of Illinois, yes, I took chemistry in high school. However, in the eyes of Eastern Illinois University, no chemistry credit whatsoever.
Oh no.
I had to take World of Chem, which is the most basic chemistry class you could take at Eastern. And that put me behind in all my chemistry. And in high school as well, we were only required to take 3 years of math and not 4. Now, as somebody who hates math, when you get told...
You don't have to do it anymore. You
don't take it.
Yeah, you're piecing out of that bitch.
Yeah, so I pieced out. So peace out, Girl Scout. I'm done. But in high school, I mean, not in high school, in college, they were like, "Where's your 4th math credit?" Didn't even want to graduate. Why didn't you take one anyway? I hate math. So what did you take?
Nothing. That's the whole point.
Human anatomy. I took human anatomy instead. I took Spanish. I took band. I took whatever the hell I want. I don't remember.
You had a good time.
Dude, it was senior year. I had senioritis. It's so bad.
Dude, literally, like, my senioritis was so bad. I say this as, like, I tried my very hardest to the end.
Dude, it was so bad. But anyway, my pre-health advisor was like, well, now you need to take another math. So we took another math. And it was just like, you didn't need to take World of Chem. And I go, no, I did, because technically Eastern didn't recognize my chemistry. And she had just started her job as the pre-health advisor. And I'm like, okay. And at this point, she started, like, seeing who I was as a person, and she started to not like me because of who I was. And I wasn't fully representative of what the typical pre-med student should be, or the typical pre-health student should be. Like, forgive me for liking a band about a satanic pope. Forgive me for my interest, but that's the way it is. And it's not like I wasn't successful in undergrad. Like, I did a lot of stuff. I was vice president junior year and president senior year of my pre-health society on campus.
Which is a big deal.
I participated for 2 years and was coordinator for another 2 years. So all throughout undergrad of a program at the Catholic Church, even though I'm pagan and not Catholic.
Yeah, that's wild.
That teaches the local migrant community how to speak English. So I use my Spanish skills there.
Okay, that's cool, actually.
I also worked a job my junior and senior year, which was hard to get in the first place because I had no previous work experience.
Yeah.
And then I also participated in a clinical rotation course where I got like about 30 clinical hours of shadowing. And then I got an internship that allowed me to go to Arizona and shadow an oncology physician. It was all expenses paid for.
Oh, we love an all expense paid
Yeah.
anything.
Stayed in a hotel. It was bougie as shit. But like, I was successful. And she hated this. She freaking hated it. And like, what I ended up being behind. And it seemed like she didn't care. And she's like, you're behind on everything that you're going to need for the MCAT. And I'm like, well, I'm going to take it anyway. So I took it once and regret. Terrible score. In the 400s.
Same.
A terrible score. But MCAT doesn't matter. Numbers don't define you.
Preach.
Numbers don't define you. But
Preach. And I'm horrible at standardized tests anyway.
nobody's good at standardized tests.
No.
And
And
if
like,
you're good at standardized tests, you're lying to yourself.
for real. And like, this is coming from someone who was valedictorian in high school, had a B+ average in undergrad, had a 3.9 during his associates, and is going to graduate with a 4.0 in his master's. Standardized tests are stupid.
They are stupid, and they mean nothing. But anyways, so she was talking to me, and she's like, you don't have a good MCAT score. You're not ready to apply. And I'm like, well, no shit, Sherlock, because I had nobody advising me for the first 2 years, and I was rolling on my own.
We need to abolish the term advisor.
They're not advising shit. I'm
No,
sorry.
No, they're not. They're not.
I
Like,
felt so worthless during all those meetings.
like, and people are like, it's advice. I was like, it has to be good advice. This is part of like what they're getting paid for.
Like, I could tell she was trying to push me out of this dang career, and I'm like, now out of spite, I'm going to become one of the most successful rural emergency physicians I can, because you could tell that she didn't, because, like, they sell this whole American dream thing where it's like, if you work as hard as you can do whatever you want. But when the same people in the upper classes...
if you look like A, B, C, D.
Yeah, or like the people in the upper classes, like upper middle class, upper class, even sometimes just straight middle class, they say all this, but then once they actually see somebody of the lower classes actually working towards it, they try to push them out. Like, you're supposed to be working night shift at the Circle K in this random hodunk town for the rest of your life. You're not supposed to be doing this, because it's all social stratification. And she came to me and she's like, well, you're not ready. And I'm like, bull, but okay. So she's like, you should take a gap year. And I'm like, okay, well, what should I do? Because I have no money. I was going to live with my family anyway. And at that point, I was so mentally exhausted because I was getting bullied by my peers. I was 21 years old.
Literally, like, so true. Like, there were times, like, during my career, and, like, not from one person, but, like, especially, like, after I came out, like, I could definitely tell, like, I was treated, like, very differently, because I no longer fit
their mold.
Yeah, I mean, like, I didn't fit it anyway, but, like, I fell further from that kind of like cookie cutter image.
Oh, the worst part was people would use me.
That's the thing, like, because they will use you for everything you're good for, but not give you the credit or opportunity you deserve.
This one bitch who talked about me behind my back doesn't even know I wrote a whole ass letter of recommendation for her because the coordinator at the Catholic church, who didn't even like me because I wasn't Catholic and I was doing something that Catholics typically do and I'm not Catholic, so I wasn't representing their religion, but that's bullshit.
But you were literally helping the community, which is what Catholics
It doesn't matter what religion you are. It just matters that you're a good person, but that's beside the point.
Yeah, that's we're too far in for that combo.
Yeah, we're too far in. But so my advisor was like, you should take a gap year, and I'm like, well, I'm mentally destroyed because I haven't seen my family or my cats in a while. And I was still treating myself for my social anxiety disorder. Like, I went to therapy for 4 years, adjusted my medication 3 times.
Right.
All by myself. I didn't even take any breaks. I still went to classes. Mm-hmm. I went to classes. I did all my extracurriculars, and at this time I was treating my social anxiety disorder.
No, literally, yeah. I wasn't diagnosed, but like during like my sophomore, junior, and senior year, I definitely fell into like a deep depression, and my anxiety was out of control.
Dude, my agoraphobia was so bad.
And so, like, it literally kind of, like, in a way consumed me so much. But instead of, like, getting help that, like, I wanted, I literally, and without a doubt needed, I literally just, like, threw myself into, like, partying and, like, making myself super busy. So I was like, if I'm so busy right now and, like...
You can't feel your feelings.
I can't. Literally... And, like, I ate my feelings a lot. That's how I got to like 330 pounds. Like, and I think a lot of people don't realize that like, just because like you're showing up mm-hmm. and you're there mm-hmm. and you're not actively crying on the floor does not mean that you're not falling to pieces.
Exactly. And like, I was still doing all this stuff and it was insane. And she told me, she was like, well, you have options. You could go home and work. And I'm like, so you want me to get stuck there? Okay. But like,
which is like, every time someone's like, well, you could go home and work, I'm like, no.
And then she's like, and you could also do a master's degree. And I'm like, okay, what kind of master's degree? Because I miss my family because I have been forced to stay because I had to work every single weekend, even though I'm supposed to get every other weekend off, every single weekend, and doing all this stuff. I couldn't even get my whole spring break because I had to go to a conference. But, like, and she's like, well, you have 2 options. You could do a master's without a thesis, or you could do, like, an actual full-on master's degree. So I decided to do Eastern's master's without a thesis program mm-hmm. at first. And you're probably thinking, well, Savannah, why the hell are you across from me right now? Because...
Yeah, because I'd be like, girl, how? Because for those of you who are not aware, in most master's programs, it is only the thesis option students who have the ability to get TAships, which is where the full tuition scholarship,
yep.
and monthly stipend comes through. That, like, while is not great, us people who grew up on a budget can survive very well.
Oh, dude, I had $300 left over after 1 month just because. Easy. But
dude, I have like, especially like after saving now, because I mean like the car payment every month kind of stings, and like saving up like each, because I put half of my paycheck to like rent or next semester mm-hmm. bill. So, but I mean we doing fine. I mean, like, I got lobster in my freezer. Look at me now.
I mean, I bought a ghost ticket, so I guess that's my luxury item expense.
Yeah.
Dude, worth it, but
yeah, how did
how did that happen?
How yeah.
So I applied, and I was talking with Dr. Nathan, and like, cause he's the advisor for all the Masters Without a Thesis students. He's also the head of the grad school, and I knew him. I was in his classes before, and he was talking to me. He goes, and I was at work. Well, first of all, I emailed him. Then he goes, text me. So I text him, and then he calls me, and which appreciate. But I was also at work. But luckily, I worked the night shift, so it was like 10 o'clock at night. Nobody was there. Not even anybody was playing pool. So I pick up the phone. I'm like, hey, what's going on? He goes, you're too good for this. You should do a thesis. And I'm like, a thesis, you say? But I miss home and my family, and I'm poor. And he's like, I'll offer you a job. And I'm like, a job, you say? He goes, $1,000 a month, free tuition. And I'm like, free, you say? He's like, yeah, do you want to talk to your family about it? I'm like, yeah, I'll talk to my family. So my mom calls me every day. She still does. Mainly because she has separation issues from her children. And with my brother being deployed right now, all-time high.
Yeah. Yeah. Very, very understandable.
So my mom and I are on the phone. And my dad was on the phone, too. They were huddled around the phone. And I was talking, I'm like, I got offered free tuition if I do a thesis option, but it's 2 years. And they were like, free? Take it! So I text Dr. Nathan back, and I'm like, yeah, I'll do it. He's like, great, find a mentor. You have a week.
That's so true. Be like, hey, this is a very long process.
The amount of side quests I had to do. like
not the side quest.
This man said, I will handle all the paperwork for you and everything. Just like a side quest. And he's just like, find a mentor, you have a week. So I email my first thought, Dr. O.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I know him. Let's go. So we had a meeting, and he's like, well, you could do something with tumors. And I'm like, oh, that's cool. He's like, do you like mosquitoes? And I'm like, sure, I like mosquitoes. I hate bugs, by the way.
So you lied.
No, I didn't lie. It's just, I think they're funny because they would always attack my brother, not me, which I loved because that idiot always had such tasty blood to these mosquitoes. And it's funny because we have the same blood type, so.
Okay, girl, stay on topic.
I know, so, sadism aside, I was like, yeah, sure, I'll do a thesis on mosquitoes. And he's like, perfect, I'll let Dr. Nathan know. And that's how I ended up with a mentor and a thesis on mosquitoes. And then he's like, what about Culex, restaurants, and pipiens? And I'm like, okay.
Who?
Different genuses and species of, they're the brown little fuckers that bite you in October.
Yeah, for all our non-entomology
For my
friends.
dad out there. Because that's how I described him to my dad. He's like, what mosquitoes? And I go, the brown fuckers that suck on your blood in October. He goes, I hate those bitches. But,
you know, at least he knows what they are.
Oh, yeah. Well, my dad's colorblind, but not that colorblind. But
yeah.
He knows that. And that's how I kind of ended up with, like, a whole ass job and shit. Like, next thing I know, I like, it's the beginning of the semester. And I'm like, how did I end up here?
Yeah. And then now, you're
trying to study for the MCAT.
Trying to finish your thesis, TAing.
Oh, TAing for Dr. Lou, too.
Yeah. Which, for those of you who don't know, that's where the stipend comes from. We serve as teaching assistants.
Yeah.
Savannah is a grade assistant, like grading assistant and teaching assistant.
I don't even grade. I just sit there, and I read 50 pages of Ice Plain of Barbarians today in lab.
What? You didn't have to grade? I'm the TA where I'm actually teaching the lab and grading.
I literally, Dr. Lou lectures for 2 hours, and I just sat there playing Oh Baby and reading Ice Plain of Barbarians.
Dude, the way that, like... that sounds so nice, but... You know, like, going from a small town with big city...
Big city,
like, med student dreams.
Yeah, med student, but I want to specialize in rural.
Yeah, well, that's why I said med student, if you paid attention. And to kind of not having the most ideal support situation to, like, kind of making it work.
I'm trying my best, dog.
And, you know, and I think that's honestly, like, so... That's, like, the truest, like, thing, I think, in academia. Like, having plans for something, it completely falling apart with how you wanted it. And then just on a whim, it seems like...
No,
it feels like it just works.
Yeah, it's honestly insane. Like, I didn't think I'd make it this far.
Neither did I. About myself.
Honestly, because I got my first suicidal thoughts when I was 8. This is deep, but like,
okay.
I was suicidal from 8 till 12, and I did not think I'd make it to 18, and then now I'm here. Here I am, 22.
Mm-hmm. Somewhat mentally stable.
Stability's a facade.
I said somewhat.
Yeah, but like in a master's program, like I did not think I'd make it this far, honestly. And like, I don't know if my parents thought that any of their kids would make it this far, because my dad. He's proud of all of his kids.
As he should be. Like, y'all are doing amazing.
Yeah, same with my mom. Like, she's proud of all of us. My mom's like, shit, you made it further than I can. I remember because my dad could get me through high school. My mom could get me through college. And then when I started my master's program, they were like, look, we were making shit up as we went along.
No, literally. And, like, on that, like, because, like, my dad went to college for a little while. My mom did her master's. So... like she got me there, and like now like I'm looking to do my doctorate, and my brother's gonna get his doctorate, so like I really like I know it's not the same, but like I really do appreciate like coming and understand what it's like coming from a household whose parents made so many sacrifices.
Oh yeah.
For you and your siblings to go as far as you wanted.
Oh yeah.
And like I think it's not easy by any means, because you have to figure out a lot of stuff on your own.
Oh my god, you fast food? Oh
yeah,
dear Lord.
I'm so glad my dad knew how to do that. I was like,
my dad had no idea.
So
we couldn't even spell champagne right. Like Champaign, Illinois. My dad turned to me, "Hey Savannah, can you spell champagne?" I looked at him and then I yelled, "Mama! How do you spell champagne?" She's like, "You two don't even know it."
But no. So
you appreciate the struggle.
I appreciate the struggle, because like while it may not be exact, I know how that feels, especially coming from a small town and kind of like and kind of having to like fight off that stigma as well.
It wasn't as bad when I was in high school, because like we all saw each other as like equals, because we had to be there.
Yeah, but I feel like once you go to college and you have like the people who like come from like the big city and like everything, it's like
it's like you chose to be there. It's like, why did you choose this when you could be like working in your hometown? I'm like, yeah, I chose to be here because
I want this. Like that should be it.
Just because I'm poor doesn't mean I can't dream.
That's the title of this episode.
Just because I'm poor doesn't mean I can't dream.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, Savannah, I have no hesitations about what you're going to be able to do. I know you're going to kill it.
I hope so.
And, just when you're a doctor, remember who believed in you the whole time.
My cats, yes.
They don't got a brain cell to know what's going on. Come on.
Holly cares about me the most. I'm kidding.
But thank you so much for joining us on our maiden voyage of the podcast. If I could talk, that'd be great.
Yeah, it's okay. I can't talk either.
And for everyone listening, remember, live fast, beat ass.
I thought it was eat ass.
I was going to say eat grass. You ruined the punchline.
I'm sorry. Live fast, beat ass,
yeah.
Smoke grass.
Haiku.
Temperature and salt.
Good night, everybody.